This is Brad from Attitude RC, and what I'm going to do today is show you how to test your telemetry scripts. You might have written a Lua telemetry script, and before you put it on your aircraft and put that aircraft up in the air with that script running, you want to make sure everything runs right. Well, OpenTX Companion 2.1 series actually gives you an opportunity to do that, and it's actually pretty easy. You can actually run data through the simulator, and I'm going to show you how to do that. The first thing we need is a data set, and what I do is I take a blank log file out of my telemetry logs, and I'm going to use this one right here. It could have data in it, could not have data in it, doesn't matter. We're just going to open this one up, and I'm using OpenOffice. One of the things you want to make sure is this is a CSV file, so it's comma delimited. So when you open it up, and you might be using Excel, you might be using OpenOffice, it doesn't really matter. Make sure you have separated by and comma is checked, otherwise it won't open properly. And then you open it, and it'll open the spreadsheet up. Normal spreadsheet, I know most people have seen a spreadsheet. And you can see there is some data in here. We have some RSSI data, and looks like it's got 75 pretty much across the board, and then it zeroes out. I don't want it to be barking about losing telemetry data or losing RSSI, so I'm going to fill that in. And it's real quick to fill it in. Just highlight two blocks and then drag them down, and that'll drag down the same number. And I'll just fill in all my zeros to right there, and it's already got 94 there. All kinds of different numbers, and then I'm going to fill in the rest here. We just don't want a low RSSI or RSSI lost at any point. So we'll just go through and fill those all in with numbers. Make sure we have those all good. And looks like we're pretty clean. There's some more. The other thing you can do too is just grab like one number, copy it, and then just take the whole row and just put it all as this exact same number. Control V, and just fills it right in. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I want to set an RPM range. And there was some RPM already in there, but it was pretty basic, pretty low RPM range. I'm going to do my cells here too. Let's back these back up this way. Whoops. We're just going to fill in the cells. So I got good battery voltage across the board. Then I'm going to put in an RPM range. As I slide down, you can see this is my RPM column right here. Looks like it's got pretty basic RPM in there. It starts off at 0 for a while, and then it runs up. But it never really gets that high because I was running on the bench, so I didn't really want to spin up a ton of RPMs. So I'm going to actually put in a bigger RPM range, get up into the 20,000s in here. So basically just grab an area you want, and that's, let's see, that's 1032 to 1332. So if you highlight both of these, it'll keep increasing by like 300 every time. So just kind of roll it down, and we're in the 12,000 RPM range, 15,000, boom. So that gets us up, and this will be motor RPM. So, and then let's grab these two. Oops, didn't want to do that. These two, and then drag that down. Let's go up to about 25,000, and then we'll hold it there for a while. Then you just drag one down, it'll go up by one, or you can actually grab, copy that one column, and then just put that 25,000 down here, and then we'll just let it get low again. Okay, so that gave us some good numbers. Now, There's a couple little tricks here we're going to do. I'm going to leave those zeros in there for now. Yeah, that'd be fine. There's a couple little tricks you have to do when you save this file. First, we're going to have to File, Save As, and you want to save it as a CSV. I'm going to change this to -1-test. And we're going to save that. Okay, and then we can close out of here. Yes, keep current format. Close out of here. Now, here's the trick. Sometimes if Excel or OpenOffice or another one saves this file, it'll change it from comma delimited to semicolon delimited. And what you do is you open it with a Notepad application, Notepad++, whatever. No. And didn't look like that one. Oh, that one was modified. So here's our test program, and you can see it put semicolons in. So it took the comma out and put semicolons in, and that's not going to work. OpenTX Companion blows up when you try and put a semicolon delimited file in there. So what you do is edit, search, and replace. And then I just do a semicolon, find semicolon, replace with, comma, replace all. And that'll take a second because it's a kind of big file. But once that finishes, we will have a good file to run through OpenTX Companion. So made all the changes, and here you go, commas instead of semicolons. And then just go ahead and save that file, close out of here. We should be done with that. Now, let's open our T-Rex 500. And I already have the scripts loaded in here, the telemetry script.
Throttle release, idle down, gyro heading hold, 3D helicopter, aileron low.
So the helicopter's been loaded. The next thing we have to do is put in the telemetry information. So right here, the telemetry simulator, open up that page, slide this over so you can see it, and load a file. And go to where you store your logs, and there's that test file we just created. So we're going to load that one. And it loads. You see it's on row 1 of 8,766. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed this up just a little bit. This is a speed bar, how fast it replays through that file. And what it'll do is it'll go through every line of that file, replaying that data back. So I sped it up a little bit, and then you have this little play button. Once I hit play, then it will start receiving data. It will start receiving data to the simulator. So you see it's running through the rows, and it's running through pretty quick. Now if we hold down page, we see our cells. So it's actually getting the voltage that we gave it. And it's got 0 RPMs right now because remember we had the first couple lines had no RPMs, and there it is. And now we're getting RPM. And that's coming out of this file, that big comma delimited file that we put in. So it's actually piping data into the telemetry. Now let's take a look at our script. Here's our head speed script. So this actually calculates our head speed. And you can see the big change that we just went through. That's back down at 1100. And it should, as the RPM changes, you see our head speed changing. So it looks like our telemetry script is actually working. You can watch your RPM change. Now you can slow this down too if you want slower results, so you can take a look at it. You can slow it way down. And down here you can see the numbers it's actually putting through. you can move to a different spot in there where it's actually putting through some bigger numbers by sliding that slide bar. So right now we're running 25,000 RPMs, 25,540, and our head speed's 2207. So as it goes through each one of these lines, and then we can also speed up how fast it's coming through our lines. We can move to
4.0.
different parts in the file.
Telemetry lost. Telemetry recovered.
It does occasionally get squirrely when that happens, but it is what it is. Gotta slow that back down, stop this, and you can play it again. Run it through again.
Telemetry lost. Telemetry recovered.
So that's basically how you can test your scripts with your log files. You can run your data log right back into OpenTX Companion and test all your scripts. And if you want to see the script I was actually working on,
Telemetry lost.
I'm going to stop this for now.
3.0.
Exit out of here. Let's close this out. The actual script I was working on is telemetry. Here's the actual script I was working on, and basically it's just it just takes your main gear, your pinion gear, and does the math to give you your head speed, and then presents that on the screen. So this is Brad from Attitude RC. If you guys have any questions, send me an email at brad@attitudерc.com. Thanks a lot and have a great day.